All right, we on? I think we're on. What is up, YouTube? I don't know if you saw or not, but the Chiefs just played the Chargers live on YouTube, which is where I'm streaming this. And I have so much to say. What a game. What a game. Oh my God. So much happened. I took so many notes, like 100, okay? So let me make sure that my stream's getting through first and foremost. That's very important, guys. If my stream's not getting through or my mic's not turned on, I'm going to look like a damn fool, okay? It is a new day in LA. Cool. All right. I have a lot to say. Make sure to turn the quality up because, I don't want to look like a dweeb, okay? So the Chargers just beat the Chiefs in what is a unheard of, unprecedented new thing for the Los Angeles Chargers. Beating the Chiefs, beating the Chiefs in prime time, week 1, beating all the voodoo magic, beating Patrick Mahomes, who you cannot say is not great. Connor is here. Connor, I don't know if you were in the stream last night, doing a new thing. I'm streaming after every primetime game this year. I'm going to at least try. Golly, that was a game, okay? So much to talk about. I'm glad Connor's here. I'm glad I'm not just talking to a wall, all right? I was so certain at halftime that the Chiefs were going to win that game. So certain. But again, I'm only human. So, new shirt. Human. All right. So, there's a lot to say. Obviously, we can look at the box score really quick. QJ had a touchdown, almost 2, but 1 got called back. Keenan Allen, oh no, he did have 2. Keenan Allen got a touchdown in what was, not expected. I didn't have Keenan Allen have a good day on my bingo card. All kinds of crazy things happened. Quentin Johnston led the game in receiving. What's up, Chris Brown? Sup, man? Before we start football, how was your day? Solid. Had a good day. Had a lot of fun. Got a good workout in. Wore this shirt. I've been sick. Like I said, I said last night, I got COVID, I think. So kind of recovering, working out. But you know what? I should have showed up for the Cowboys-Eagles game. I know. But hey, man, anytime we got a chance to dunk on the Cowboys, we will take. But that stream is still uploaded if you want to catch up on what I said. Basically, Cowboys suck, and the Eagles should have played a lot better, but I'm not impressed by the Cowboys at all. And I just want to say this really quick before we start on Chiefs-Chargers. The big narrative right now is Cowboys actually didn't look that bad. They did. They did look that bad. They looked awful. Their defense was awful, so bad. The Eagles ran it whenever and however they wanted, okay? Yeah, like, if Jalen Carter doesn't spit on Dak, and by the way, Jalen Carter definitely more egregious there, but, like, still. Jalen Carter definitely more egregious. I don't think Dak spit first. Whatever. Point is that a lot to say about that game, but that is not the topic of tonight. The Chargers beat the Chiefs in what I thought was a just complete narrative change, something that I didn't expect would possibly happen, okay? Before I get into this, I took a lot of notes, okay? So I just want to read through my notes really quick, and we will get into it. Actually, first, we'll save the boring notes the notes are hilarious in my opinion. But I want to look at the box score really quick because there's a lot to take from this. One carry for Najee Harris. So, any Najee Harris stands out there, it's over. It's done. Omarion Hampton is the full-blown bell cow. He got a couple reps too, a receiver, 2 catches, 2 targets. Chargers looked good. I took Pickens in the 6th round of fantasy, but it's one game. At least you didn't take A.J. Brown. Chargers looked good, man. Like, that first half was pitch and catch, just clean. And I'm not the kind of guy to give Chargers any kind of love. I am a on-brand, full Chargers hater. But before that, I am a #1 football fan of good football. And the Chargers looked good. And you're watching this game at a point. I can't not talk about this. Hollywood got 16 targets in 2025. Juju got 5. Juju Smith-Schuster, 5 targets in 2025. This is 1 and B, 1A and 1B on this team. I can't even wrap my head around 21 passes going to Hollywood Brown and Juju Smith-Schuster. I can't even do it. I knew that Casey's running game was so cooked that D-line had a feast. Oh, yeah. The Chiefs' run game was one of the less impressive things of the night. And that's kind of my bigger point here. The Chiefs lost, and that's, whether you like the Chiefs or don't, that's, subjective. The Chiefs' offense, their personnel, oh my God. As soon as Xavier Worthy went down, and that's what we're going to watch right now, actually. I want to play this clip really quick. That way the NFL can copyright me just off rip, and we can just move on. Let me just frame this up a little better. Okay, this is from Doc Doctor Explains. I'm sure he has a YouTube handle. I'll check in a second. Yeah, it's Brian Sutterer. That's our boy. All right. Just want to pull the hit because the NFL is not exactly posting this. By the way, sorry if my green screen goes through my forehead. I don't know what the hell that's about. Okay. All right, fella.
Let's take a look.
Look at this. Get a look at this. Kelsey right through him. Right through him. Right into that AC joint collarbone. I'm no doctor. I think he hurt his shoulder. There it is. There it is. Hunnaball's kind of smart. Again, only human. Listen, Mahomes had a rough first half, but turned up in the second half. You can't blame him, though. His top two targets ran into each other on the third play of the game. His top two targets were on a collision course. The wide receiver core, especially when Worthy went out. Well, you have, like, and we don't need to watch much more. We all saw the hit. But Worthy is not a strong wide receiver 1A. I'm sorry, he's not. At least he wasn't last year. He had a really strong Super Bowl. He deserves his credit. I think he's a good player and a nice dude. He's skinny, and it doesn't surprise me that this hurt him. I wouldn't be surprised if he missed a few games. Now, we can watch this whole thing. I'm sure dislocated shoulder. This guy knows his stuff, but I don't want to just rip off someone's content. We got a game to talk about, all right? Xavier Worthy probably going to miss some time. When you take out Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy from this offense, oh my God, what a group. One of my bigger takeaways from this game, and I'll get more into it when we do my notes segment, but this offensive personnel, you could put like Jesus Christ himself back there, and I think he'd struggle with this team. Dude, this offense is laughable that they thought this roster would be good enough to run it back. And I feel like they have the money. I know they put like a lot into offensive line. Didn't seem to really work, okay? I know, but him going out forced Juju to step up, which, it's 2025, not 2018. Exactly. That is, I completely agree. Worthy is fine. He's good. I don't know if he's a wide receiver 1. I'm a big Rashee Rice guy, even after the whole hit and run situation. I'm a big Rashee Rice guy. This isn't the years with Tyreek Hill anymore and relying on Medicare wide receiver core. Exactly. Eventually, you have to have guys to throw to, and that was the biggest thing with the first half. Watching the Chiefs offense play was just a complete slog. Well, I mean, you guys don't care about my saved tabs, right? All right. I saved Google Drive. That way you guys can be all caught up. Also, I know fantasy drafts already happened. Great website, fantasynexus.io, but, that's kind of useless at this point. Anyways, back to the game. So you're watching that first half, and it's like, who the hell's on this team? Who's on this offense, dude? We have Kareem Hunt taking third down reps. Kareem Hunt. This is a big thing I wanted to talk about. I'm not a big Kareem Hunt fan, because he drop-kicked his girlfriend, but also he's just not fun to watch, dude. He averages 3 yards a carry, which I think is the same that Dallas had last night, but just a whack game watching Kareem Hunt take the bulk of the work. I mean, you had 17 carries across the board. Pat's the leading rusher on the Chiefs. What are we talking about here? Patrick Mahomes can move, yeah, but if you trust your running backs to get 10 carries, no one got hurt, by the way. This was plan A. Anybody that drafted Isaiah Pacheco in fantasy is kicking and screaming right now, and I cannot blame them because not only did Kareem Hunt take a lot of his work, even when Pacheco was on the field, he had zero juice. And I will say that a lot through this stream. The Chiefs offense had zero juice in that first half, and I think the only reason they had any kind of fight in the second half was because the Chargers left it wide open. What's up, John? Oh, there it is. Herbert Fantasy Day. I'm sure. Yeah, Herbert was a beast tonight. Herbert got it. Herbert was a goddamn beast. All right. But the Chiefs offense, I mean, Tyquan Thornton, are you serious? There were some drops where it was like, oh my God. And yes, Patrick Mahomes did miss some passes. He missed a lot, actually, in the first half. He didn't look great. He didn't. You guys are completely right. Johnston looked like Jamar out there. I have zero clue why Casey didn't try one capable running back. It's honestly where the draft is, where it feels like every RB class has 5 to 6 guys that you could plug in and start. Why didn't they take Bill Krosky-Merritt? I just feel he has a 7th round pick. For the Chiefs to say, we got running back figured out, we got Kareem Hunt. It's dude, who did they draft? Like, who did the Chiefs draft? I honestly, I don't know. I don't know. And yes, they picked at the back of the draft, but like, dude, like, I get it, right? Draft 2 interior defensive linemen, and then Jalen Royals, who didn't play, and like Noel Williams. Like, you don't have to. Brashard Smith, apparently he didn't suit up. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm just hating. They drafted Brashard Smith, but I guess he wasn't worth a rep. So maybe I'm just a hater. Maybe I'm ignorant, but I just feel like if this is plan A, run game wise, the Chiefs are going to struggle a lot more. And this felt like a really, really like interesting game by the end of it, because this was the ultimate test of narratives. I'm glad some people are in here now. I took Joe Burrow, so I have no doubts he can get me 30 or more this year. Well, he'll be on the field the whole game. Even though we did talk Chris Brown, I think Chris Brown talked about it last night. We talked about it, and it was like the Bengals defense is like sneaky fine now. So we'll see. Let me run through some notes really quick. All right. So let me pull this up. This is I'm using Mario Sunshine Galaxy music. All right. This is the Mario's. Let me actually change the background as well. You see, this stream's getting real professional. I changed the background. Now we're talking. All right, here we go. These were my notes. Okay, I'm just gonna read them off in order. This might take a minute. Here we go. This was my real thoughts through the game. Okay, I said some things that ended up being wrong. I'm not ashamed to admit when I'm wrong. I think it's funny. Okay, first, Mr. Beast on an NFL stream. Yay. Nice little shout out to the YouTubers. Dude Perfect, the Cowboy fans. Jim stole the whole Pat McAfee thing and made it worse. At least Carl's a Giants fan. Can this game start, for God's sake? Listen, the Mr. Beast stuff was worse than Taylor Swift. I don't care what anybody says. Seeing Mr. Beast do the, I put 1,000 people in a box, or I shot someone through a cannon. It's like, dude, you got millions watching. You don't need to worry about retention. There's no subtitle. Yes, very professional. The sticky notes. Yes. There's no retention rates. It's the NFL. No one's going to click off, guy. The fact that Mr. Beast can't turn it off is just making me just get so over it. And I've got a end of year resolution. I don't like doing like I don't like New Year's resolutions. I like end of year resolutions. Let's close out the year strong. Let's take advantage of this fourth quarter. If I could go the rest of 2025 without seeing Mr. Beast, I'd be really happy. I'm sick of it. The kids can have him. I'm not saying he's a bad dude. I'm not saying he's like awful. You can do your own research and get your own opinion on that. I'm just sick of seeing him. Where people hate Taylor Swift, I don't care for Mr. Beast. That's all I'm going to say. Okay? Pat Mahomes thought all that stuff was as dumb as I did, too. Holy hell, Travis Kelce hurt Xavier Worthy. What is with the Chiefs hurting their own players? Dude, the worst thing that happened to me, I'm the victim. The worst thing that happened to me last season was Rashee Rice getting decleated just straight through the ACL by Pat Mahomes. I had Rashee Rice. I was all the way bought in on him in fantasy. He was having a great season, and then Pat Mahomes goes right through his knee. What are we doing, Chiefs? The fact that the Chiefs have forced 2 injuries on the offensive side of the ball drives me crazy. Let's get to the game. QJ caught it. Let's go. What a rep. That was not his touchdown. QJ touchdown. Holy shit. Patrick Mahomes has to do it himself. We're 3 drives in and I'm fired up. These international games are such dumb outliers. People are slipping and sliding. This game is stupid. But this Chiefs team sucks. And another thing. I said last night on stream, and I want to double down on this, the NFL is going to make it such a point this year to not give the Chiefs a bunch of calls. I think that is so important to them to kill this rigged narrative. I'm surprised they let Herbert scramble that last one. It's something we've seen Mahomes do so many times. I don't even know if it was a let them. I think Herbert just saw the pocket collapse and figured, why not? Why not? Honestly. Let me turn this down a little bit. I think he just said, why not? And then just went for it. So, like, it was a good read, okay? Hollywood is a wide receiver 1 in 2025. That's crazy. Let me say this. Big note. There was that NFL ad with like all the fans, and the Rizzler was a Giants fan. I like the Rizzler. I like it, and I'm glad that he's a Giants fan. Represent. But dude, an AI NFL ad made me want to throw up. Made me sick to my stomach. This Chiefs team isn't even good without Worthy or Rice. Kareem Hunt cannot be getting carries in week 1 of 2025. Well, he got 5. And then I said this. Now's a good time to mention I think Lamar Jackson's a better talent than Patrick Mahomes. That didn't age well. That didn't age well at all. Najee's not doing anything. Second play of the first half. Jay Herbo is holding his bring it. What? Justin Herbert might win MVP. That's what I said. I take so many just nonsense notes. Another thing I want to talk about, and I'll pull this up actually. I'll pull this up. I thought the YouTube score bug was actually all right. Let me see if I can find it. I don't even think I need highlights. I think I just pull up the stream. And again, I don't really care. Oh God, come on. There it is. I don't really care. I'm pausing the music. Oh, this, by the way, this crew, Cam Newton and Kay Adams, is so funny. I'm going to read these comments in a second. I just want to talk about the score bug really quick. Oh my God. Can you not reverse? Of course you can't. YouTube is so cheap. Okay, well, are there highlights? Let's go to NFL then. Let's go to the NFL. It's always something. It's never easy. Okay, I guess we'll just do it. I guess we'll do it live. Whatever. We'll just do it live. Okay? Okay, so they posted the highlights individually here, and we should really go through all of these. There's Marquez Brownlee. I didn't know he was on. That's kind of cool. Carol G's halftime show. By the way, that fired me up. We'll talk about that later. This play was nuts. I'll use this play as an example. This play was nuts. We'll keep it like this. I like this score bug. People are ripping on it. By people, I mean my buddy Brian. This score bug is nice. I like it. Let's read what you guys said. Fun fact. Last 4 games, the Chiefs have lost. The opposing QB had at least 45 rushing yards. That tracks. That tracks. That's a losing formula. When are we going to talk about the transition to the Giants and talk about how bad Daniel Jones is like last live? Oh, believe me, I'll get to... I think I might make it a habit to talk rough on Dan Jones every stream. By the way, fun fact about Dan Jones. In 2023, he was the Giants' not first leading passer, not second leading passer, third, the $100 million man. Yes, he got hurt, but he played the same amount of games as Tommy DeVito and had less yards, less touchdowns, more interceptions, and more sacks taken. Tommy DeVito got cut, and so did Dan Jones. They're trying to hurt each other more than to win a three-peat. No, totally. I like, what? Totally. And the three-peat's dead, but like, what? Like, honestly, I do think chips down. I'm not going to say the Chiefs were going to beat the Eagles, but Rashee Rice would have made that game a lot less tough. But I like the score bug. I'm all over the place tonight. I like this little score bug. I think it's clean. I like that they have the first down marker on the side of the team that, like, you know, has the ball. Thought that was cool. Wish they did a little more something with the empty space, maybe put up some stats or something. But hey, I'm no graphic designer. I'm just a guy on YouTube with a camera and a microphone. Hollywood Brown PPR abuser, question mark? Oh my God. I don't think I'm going to be able to pull this highlight because, again, YouTube just doesn't want to work with me tonight. Well, let's watch this play really quick. Let's watch this play since we're here. What I was going to bring up was Saturday. Welcome here. The LA, really? Okay. Plus scoreboards should be transparent. That's a good point. I'll give you that. Scoreboards should be transparent. The bottom right is like kind of opaque. I'll give you that. Scoreboards should be transparent. But I'll see if I can pull it up after this. Let's watch this pass really quick since we're here. This was insane. By the way, hi YouTube bots that are going to copyright strike me. What's up? Anyway, what made you a Giants fan? They won in 2011, but anyone that calls me a bandwagon's a coward because, you know, obviously I've stuck it through. This was wild. Dude. Juju Smith-Schuster, man. I put this in my notes. Feeling better. I'm feeling great. Feeling great. That was a sick game. But... dude, I said this in my notes. If Pat Mahomes, if I was a Chiefs receiver, I think I could get a pass. I think I could catch a pass. I do. I think I could catch a pass. Like, this is nuts. Like, he goes behind the head in the ground. And people are like, oh, he was past the line of scrimmage. He wasn't, dude. I literally, I wasn't even excited. People love hating on Mahomes. No, I'm just asking because I'm a Giants fan too. Bleed blue, let's go. Hell yeah. Jarvius, welcome to the stream. Look at this! Look at this! Look at this! Like, dude, a human being should not be able to do this. Like, this play alone really reinforced the Patrick Mahomes is maybe not the GOAT, but he's going to have a case for boat. He is so good at just nonsense like this. This is the kind of thing, you know what, if you're not a fan of the middle scoreboard, I can't knock you for that. This is nuts, though. Like, I won't talk about it for too long. I'm sure every commentator on planet Earth will be like, the Chiefs lost, but Mahomes is sick. I'm not a Chiefs hater. I'm not a Mahomes hater. And let me tell you guys, that is such an easier life to live. I'm telling you. Hating on Patrick Mahomes is just wasted energy. This is sick. If Dart did half of this, I think I'd punch a wall out of it's like fired up. I'd be like, dude, let's go. Like, I would freak out. I'm sure my mic just cut out bad there. I would freak out. I'd punch a hole through this green screen. Not out of frustration, obviously, out of just sheer vibes and energy. This is sick. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Okay, I wonder if they'll have it. Because this was another nutty Mahomes play. I wonder if they'll have it. Oh, here it is. Perfect. Let's go. This is what I wanted to talk about in the second quarter. I'm a Bengals fan. I have zero choice. That's a fair point. That's a fair point, Chris. I'm not going to knock you for it. I think this was the worst snap I've seen in my life. And that's not hyperbole. I genuinely think this is the worst snap I've seen in my whole life. They don't. I hate how they don't show the angle of the center, as if it wasn't on All-Pro center Creed Humphrey. This was probably the worst snap I've seen in my life. I don't know if it bounced off his leg, or if he knuckled it on the ground. He rolled it, bowled it. I don't know. You can't really tell. It looks like he just bowled it. I'm not kidding. Worst snap I've seen in my life. If the Chiefs didn't run a bubble screen here, this would have been a disaster. Maybe a sack. I don't know about disaster, but it would have been a sack at least. Look at how quick Derwin gets through. Derwin almost gets this ball. Again, I'm not trying to glaze Mahomes here. Derwin goes for it. He almost gets it too. I've never seen a worse snap in my life. High snaps, I get it. If you snap it high, sometimes you strong arm it, it happens. It's not ideal, especially when you're an NFL center, for God's sake. Because, I played flag football in middle school, dude. I had a couple bad snaps in 6th grade. Around 7th grade, I figured out how to, leverage the ball. Never high snapped it again. So, I have very little sympathy for centers that high snap it, but they have athletes coming at them. People make mistakes. Shit happens. This is inexcusable. This is crazy. And you're right, Chris. You're completely right. The O-line played awful. Straight awful. It seemed like the Chiefs were still in anti-Barkley mode. Yeah! Actually, that's a really great point. It seems like they were in anti-Barkley mode. But Hampton was getting through. Hampton had juice. The Chiefs did not come to play, at least in that first half. And last year, the Chiefs would get away with it. Last year, the Chiefs had all that voodoo magic, and people were freaking out. Because you look at this first half, not a lot of Chiefs highlights. Not a lot of Chiefs highlights here. Imagine if this run from Herbert counted. Oh, I'm so glad. This play was sick. I didn't understand what I was talking about in my notes. This play was sick. I only hate Herbert because I feel like if he came out in 2019, he would have been the Giants QB pick instead of DJ. Spot on. Spot on. I've never been a Herbert guy because I think he's overrated because he hasn't won a playoff game. He has less playoff wins than DJ. But he really looked good tonight. He looked really good. And this play was sick. This play was sick. Also, really quick, Rich Eisen on the call. I always like Rich. Rich is a good commentator and a good dude. This was sick. Look at that. Strong! That was sick. He got called back because of a hold, because the Chargers were just hell-bent on getting penalties tonight. Strong. Strong. And I'm sure they have Mahomes doing it too. There were multiple plays where Mahomes just trucked through to the defender. Now, the NFL fan in me wants to say, oh, well, the QB slide is ruining the game. QBs protect themselves too much, so now they can lower the shoulder and look all tough when in reality they're really not. But honestly, I'm always a fan of a QB truck. Had Herbert number 9 in my QB rankings entering the season. I had him out of the top 10, honestly. I wasn't a big Herbert guy. I wasn't. But honestly, he looked good tonight. He looked really good. I got to move some stuff around. Pack your stuff, Jared Goff. Dude hasn't even touched the field. But to be honest, pack your stuff. Pack your shit, Jared. I'm speaking with conviction. It's a new season. I was worried about next week versus the Chiefs. Feeling good now. A lot of superhero plays. Mahomes truck sticking. So who do the Chiefs have next week? I know they have the Giants in 2 weeks. And honestly, I'm not too worried about it. Eagles next week. That's right. I benched Ladd and Herb. Why would you bench Ladd? Why would you bench Ladd? It's like a 2nd or 3rd round pick. Had Mahomes as the starter. That's not bad. He definitely could have got a rushing touchdown, right? Yeah, so boy, man, the Chiefs are looking at a gauntlet. I don't think they're going to beat the Eagles. And you know what? I am not delusional or crazy enough to say they're going to lose to the Giants, but I think it'll be competitive. There was a game, I want to say 2021, where the Giants played the Chiefs on prime time, Monday Night Football, I believe, and the Giants almost won. And that was with DJ. So, not saying the Giants are going to win for sure, but it's not going to be an easy one. Prime time, home opener against a Giants team that either will be 2-0 or 0-2. Either way, Giants are going to be ready to roll. And then you got the Ravens. So that's 4 slog games. And to be honest, the Jags aren't a picnic. Not for a second night in a row. Don't do it. I won't be crazy about the Giants. I'll always be crazy about the Giants. But Ravens is going to be tough. Jaguars are no picnic. That's probably a win. But Monday Night Football against that offense. And then Lions, that's tough. This is a brutal start to the year. Brutal start. I have a strategy, lol. I picked up Debo. I don't trust Tay Banks. You're a real Giants fan. I totally hear you. Really quick, let me just pull this up. Just since we're all here, let me pull this up because I want there to be something here, right? So week 1, my team's all over the place. Yeah. George Pickens, yada yada yada. Giants play the Cowboys next week, and despite the better judgment, despite the 15 projected fantasy points, am sitting George. I'm not starting anyone against the Giants this year, even though I would tell anyone on earth, start George Pickens, start Debo. Tay Banks is probably the weakest part of the Giants defense. Maybe whole team. The Chiefs O-line, if the Chiefs O-line is this bad, the Giants D-line could feast. Exactly. The Chiefs O-line didn't look good. In fact, the whole offense looked really bad. And I think we're bouncing all over the place. I just opened my fantasy app. We're bouncing all over the place. But I think one of the bigger notes was like, oh my God, the Chiefs offense looks terrible. Like so bad. Outside of Mahomes, it's like everyone has Pickens in this stream. It's so funny. We're all fantasy sharps, even though he got 6 points last night. But no, like the Chiefs offense, dude, Hollywood Brown, Juju, and Jalen Royals didn't suit up. Like Tyquan Thornton, Noah Gray got one look. I thought Noah Gray was fine. I thought he was good. Travis Kelce, by the way, Chiefs have a whole different game if Travis Kelce just keeps running on that third and goal, or maybe it was second and goal. If Trav just keeps running. And then, by the way, I don't think we'll be able to find it because, again, YouTube's just being crazy. But there it is. Okay. Let's finally. Okay. I want to see if I can pull this up. So much for doing like a linear analysis of this game. This is what I wanted to talk about. First of all, this was nuts. This play was nuts. Another just crazy Mahomes play. This was nuts. I couldn't believe this. I was watching like, the pressure got through. This game's over. Damn it. Throws. Wide open. And then the cameraman completely freaks out. He's like, no way. Holy smokes. I want to read what John said. Okay, I don't think they're going to show the Travis Kelce slant. Travis Kelce coming over the middle. I think you guys watched the game. Travis Kelce should have kept running. Would have been a touchdown. Whole different game. This play felt like such a weird one to me. Back shoulder end zone fade to Tyquan Thornton. Never had a chance. Not even close. Why are we even, it's one thing if they have D-Hop still. He's now a Raven. Why are we trying that with Tyquan Thornton? He got just outmanned there. One more time, and then I'll read what John said. Just outmanned. No shot. And then Harrison Butker, hero of the night, missed that point after. Oh, no! I've been calling him Harrison Butters, like in South Park. Anyway, I feel like they went in with Worthy being the main target and out the window faster than Jalen Carter. Well, not faster than Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter was out before the first offensive snap. But yeah, it was so funny. I was freaking out. I was like, no way. We had 2 just major exits to start the season. So crazy. Travis couldn't see the ball last second or it got tipped. It may have gotten tipped. Was it Brown? Okay. It was Brownlee? Okay, well, still. Was that Brownlee's only target of the night? You're right. That is not Thornton. Good eye. I thought it was Thornton. But again, it's even worse. Exactly. Even worse. I'm like, what? I don't know. It just felt like a really lazy play call. Especially from a Chiefs team that's so, sharp. They're using all these random pieces. And they're like, why not? End zone fade to Thornton. Or not. Brownlee. Why not? Not a shot. And Harrison Butters, hero of the night, missed that point after. I'm sure we can find that somewhere in here, but oh yeah, here it is. I will never decline a chance to make fun of Harrison Butker. Let's also watch the touchdown since we're bouncing all over the place. Oh my God, this is a must talk about thing as well. This was so funny. They didn't eject Tart for smacking Travis Kelce. And honestly, I'm glad. I wish the NFL did this more. I understand they don't want fighting, and it does feel like the NFL is getting more and more chippy by the year for some reason. Maybe because the NFL keeps throwing these dudes out. Let them play. Let them take the heat out. Let them have some sort of like outlet. And I understand fights aren't ideal. This isn't hockey. But like that's a football move. Like if he does that during the play, not even a flag. Not even a flag. One more. Bang. And yes, Travis Kelce doing his best James Harden impression. I've never seen better acting in the NFL, especially out of a tight end, no less. If you hate Patrick Mahomes, I disagree with you. If you hate Travis Kelce, I don't agree, but I'm not going to knock you for it. I'm not going to knock you or your opinion for it. Travis Kelce is so corny sometimes. Bang. By the way, I think it was the play before or after this. The Chiefs got a false start. I think it was I'm certain it was Jawan Taylor. Travis Kelce gets in his face, jawing at him, and I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. So funny. All right. So let me say this. I can do this a lot more brief. Okay. First half notes. Pat made one good pass the whole half. Herbert had one bad pass the whole half. This Chiefs offense has zero juice, and the personnel group sucks. The receivers are laughable. A Pacheco-Kareem Hunt split is crazy. The O-line looks fine at best. Not really. 2 false starts to end the second half. The Chiefs' only good drive was a 16-play, 49-yard drive that ended in 3. That was terrible. It was embarrassing. No one said anything in the chat, which is totally fine. I just want to make sure that I'm not getting copywritten here really quick, because YouTube has been very good at that. YouTube has been very good at kicking me off streams because of copyright. I just want to double check, make sure I'm still on. Okay, I am, I think. No one said anything in the chat. I am. Okay, cool. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Herbert looks like an MVP mainly because the Chiefs' defense has zero answers for them. QJ scoring the first touchdown is hilarious. Chargers look great across the board, but of course, because of sloppy bullshit, to close out the half, we're looking at a 13-10 game, or 13-6 game. Chargers look better than Chiefs in every single way, and that's why the Chiefs have a shot to win this one. This is the exact kind of game the Chiefs win and the exact kind of game the Chargers lose. And I like the really fun half of football. And yeah, also Cam Newton and Kay Adams is a funny group. Yeah, all right, I appreciate Chris Brown waiting me to finish. So that was my first half notes. I thought the Chiefs, like, little drive here, their 49-yard. Oh, my God, Connor drafted CMC. Oh, boy. Hopefully you didn't draft Age as well, A.J. Brown. Some people out there drafted C-Mac and A.J. Brown, and that's a tough life to live. This is what I wanted to look at. This drive. This last drive for this drive, 16-play, 49-yard slog, where they had 2 fourth-down conversions. I did the math on this drive. They averaged 3 yards a play. For those of you keeping track at home, averaging 3 yards a play means every set of downs is going to fourth. That means every 3 downs, you're looking at 4th and 1. They got a field goal. They got the ball down to the 10 because, like, I think a penalty or something, or maybe like a run. But that was nuts. And then someone fumbled as well. Oh, yeah, that was not a fumble. There was the Creed Humphrey awful snap. I got your boy Neighbors. There it is. Great pick. I also have Neighbors on my team, but you guys saw that. I thought this drive was so awful, dude. I couldn't believe it. Now, the numbers got skewed a little bit by the sack at the end, but, like, still. Just an awful, awful, awful drive. And the Chiefs got 3 from it. And it just really felt like I took a screen grab of it. And let me just read this out really quick, because YouTube put it up, the NFL put it up, so I'm not the first to say this. The Chiefs have won the last 9 games decided by 3 points or fewer, and the Chargers have lost the last 11 games decided by 3 points or fewer. And this felt so much like the Chargers are going to blow it, at least to me. Someone who's watched the Chargers blow it time in and time out. It really felt like the Chargers were going to blow it. And I put in my notes, and this was my big thing, other than Rich Eisen's Kramer reference, which made me really happy. In the NFL, you can beat players, coaches, teams, but there's nothing tougher to beat than a narrative. And then I put, the Chiefs are winning this game. I was wrong. 9-11. Yeah. Yeah. And, did I say 9-11? Wait, I may have missed something. 6-7? No. But by the way, Destroying hit a quick 6-7. I'm sure you guys heard. So there it is. So I was so confident, and that's why a lot of these notes, and I wanted to read them, but to be honest, they're kind of just all over the place. I'll get better at writing good notes. There was some Brazilian guy named Marlon, sitting with old Raj, which I'm sure was a great conversation. Que tal, amigo? I thought that would have been funny. QJ almost had an all-time game. Oh, boy. I don't know if I'll be able to pull it up. I don't know if it's on this YouTube channel. Dude, Herbert took a sack in I think the third quarter. They smoked him, man. I don't remember where it was exactly. They smoked him. I think it was like near the start of the second half, actually. They killed Herbert. I think it was this play. Herbert fading back on 3rd and 9, going deep. Well, maybe it was the play before, actually. I think it was a Butker. This was insane, too. I'm sorry that I'm bouncing all over the place so much. This was insane. Yeah, go Chargers, go. Former governor of California, bring him back. This was crazy. Harrison Butters, not a fan of the guy. Good kick, good play. A 59-yard no-huddle kick. Can't beat it. As time expires, it looks like they took the sack off, or maybe it was a different drive, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Herbert got punched on one of these sacks. Oh, this was sweet. And I'll say this much. I will say this much. I'm all for the QB slide being banned because I want to see more of this. Not throws to Hollywood. Not throws to Hollywood Brown. I want to see more of this. I want to see. Not Kareem Hunt. Am I tripping out? Is this a different play? Oh, my God. I jumped it again. I'm all over the place. I'm figuring out this how to stream thing. Bang! That was sweet. Yeah, no, seriously. Butters makes a 59-yard buzzer beater and then... and then misses the point after. And, like, I learned this the hard way when the Giants lost to the Commanders in Week 2 last season. Not being able to kick an extra point, it really is a game of inches. An extra point can change the whole dynamic of the game. Then the Chiefs missed that 2-point. Then the Chargers were able to go up 9, 2-score game, and it just got messy. You can't, it just got Neymar. No, it just got messy. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a pet peeve of mine. It's like you got to have tight special teams. And I know, like, oh, what an opinion. Oh, you got to make your kicks. I don't want to sound like Ninja, where remember when he went on that rant and he was like, oh, guys, I can't believe kickers make mistakes. I understand people make mistakes. Point afters shouldn't be missed. They just shouldn't be. Stuff happens. I get it. It's in Brazil. Point afters shouldn't be missed. They make the game more exciting. But if I'm a coach... I have a rule. I'm a youth coach. I have a few just arbitrary rules. One of them is I don't like punting. I don't like when kids just randomly punt a ball because then someone's got to go get it. We play youth flag. We don't punt the ball. So kids just punt the ball at practice. Like, trust me, as a Cincy fan, I know all too well. Cincy fans know everything when it comes to bad luck and dysfunction. Oh, my hand's... Anyway. Cincy fans know that so well. I'm a youth flag coach. My rule is don't punt. If I were an NFL head coach, it would be we're not missing point afters. We're not doing it. We're not missing point afters. I guess a better example would be we don't miss flags. That's another one of my rules as a youth coach. We don't miss flags. Whatever, hell or high water, we don't miss flags. 2 hands, damn it. 2 hands, pull. I'm excited. That game was awesome. But yeah, so I think those were all the big things I wanted to talk about. I mean... Let me get off the Post-it real quick. The halftime show, and let me just real quick, where's the film tape? Halftime show was sick. I didn't crop it like that. I promise I didn't mean to crop it like that. I had the film tape covering it. I promise I didn't mean to crop it like that. But the halftime show was sick, I thought. I swear to God, I didn't mean to crop it like that. Oh man, but no, the halftime show was sick. I didn't recognize a single lyric, and she definitely lip synced the whole thing. But I thought it was fun. Carol G is cute, and it was a funny moment when Cam Newton and Kay Adams were talking, and Cam Newton was like, "I'm very excited to see the halftime show," and then Kay Adams was like, "Why don't you shoot your shot then?" And he's like, "I'm not that desperate." It's like, oh wow, way to look cool, Cam Newton. Way to look real secure in your manhood. Very nice, very cool, Cam Newton. Let's not forget about that misogynistic stuff he said. Actually, we can forget about it. I don't even remember what he said. It's just funny. Cam Newton, feminist. Anyways, what else happened? We're just going to keep bouncing through this game. Ladd McConkey had a good game, no? I mean, he didn't have a Quentin Johnston level game. Is that a stroke? Quentin Johnston level game, but like he had good. He was good. He was good. I mean, sitting Ladd's not ideal, PPR machine. But he wasn't, like, that great. 13 points in a PPR league. Not that crazy. QJ was the big start. I don't know if Blake's in here. My boy Blake. He asked me 2 days ago. He was at the barbershop. We were in the barbershop. He was getting his haircut. I was on my phone. And he asked me, he's like, should I pick up Quentin Johnston? And I was like, no. What? No. I don't even think he made the team. No, don't pick up Quentin Johnston. I was wrong. I guess. I was wrong. Quentin Johnston putting on for his team, putting on for his city. He caught 5 out of 7 targets. No real egregious drops. God knows he's caught heat from Charger fans and NFL fans alike. So honestly, even though I'd consider myself more of a Chargers hater than anything, you gotta feel good for QJ here. You gotta feel good. He had a good game. Tyler Conklin had that fumble, but then Ladd punched it out of bounds. That was funny. No one recovered it because Ladd just stalked it. Oh my God! Can we pull up that play though? I want to see if I can find it. I don't remember when it was, but let's see if we can find it. I think it was definitely in the first half. I know that. I know Ladd just like punched it out. Oh God! I'm just gonna look up the ESPN score actually. I know it happened somewhere. Obviously. Oh, this is going to be so hard to find. You guys know what I'm talking about. The Will Dissly fumble was nuts. Let me see. Here it is. Nice. I knew it. I got to like put timestamps down on when this stuff happens. It was Conklin. My fault. It was Will Dissly. No, it's Conklin. Damn it. Someone tell me. All right. This play was cool. Herbert rolls out. Finds an open Dissly, or an open Conklin. Bang. Straight to the dome. He goes head first. And then Ladd just handballs it out of bounds. And I'm pretty sure Chargers scored that drive. They got a field goal. Thanks to the illegal bat. Smart play too, punching it out of bounds. Smart is a stretch. Smart. Yes, it's probably take a step back, probably the smart play. I'm a competitor, and I'm not in the NFL. It's very easy for me to say that in this shirt wearing my human t-shirt, or in this chair wearing my human t-shirt. I would have gone for it. I would have been like, I'm going for it. I trust myself to fall on this ball. Grenade! And fall on it. I would have done that, but that's just me. That's just my 2 cents. It's very easy for me to say that from the comfort of my own bedroom. What else happened? I honestly think for the bulk of it, I mean, that was it. Let's go through the Herbert scramble real quick. Also, that wasn't Tart. I want to say the Tart fella who got smacked by Kelsey, who smacked Kelsey. Couple of deflections. Pretty good game. Good game, fella. Hollywood flashing back to 2018. All right, where's the Herbert carry? Here it is. This was cool. I jumped it. 2nd and 9. This was so dumb. It's 2nd and 9. The Chiefs have no timeouts, and you drop back shotgun. And your lead, and of course the Chiefs blitz. Of course the Chiefs send a blitz. I don't know if Jarvis still in here. Jarvicious. I don't know if Jar's still in here. Spags likes to blitz, especially in important moments. Spags likes to blitz. The Chargers should have known that. It is so easy. Yeah, 16 targets for Hollywood is just I can't believe that. Those are like Malik Neighbors numbers. Herbert may mess around and finish 3rd or 4th in rushing yards for QBs. Maybe. At this point, I can't spell. All good. I can't talk. It's a late night, but not as late as last night. What was that weather delay? Anyways. By the way, it was raining in Sao Paulo. I'm glad they didn't punt it for an hour. I thought this was like just such an awful play call. Obviously, like, it's, oh, wow, the sack wasn't a good play call. Of course they sent 6. Najee's your lead block there. Najee's your lead block. No one was open, by the way. No one was open. Just an awful play call. Herbert totally bailed them out. Because I genuinely think, after that play, you're looking at this. I don't know where you guys were at. Please comment where you were at this moment of the game. At this moment, and if I went through my notes, you guys would see the whole time I'm saying the Chiefs are going to win. This is the kind of game the Chiefs are going to win. The Chiefs are for sure going to win. I'm very confident in it. I said that a lot. I was wrong. I'll own that. Okay, I'm not like Skip Bayless where I'm trying to make, or Colin Cowherd where I'm trying to make stuff up. I was wrong. I was really confident in the Chiefs to win this game, regardless of the first half, because the Chiefs are going to Chief and the Chargers are going to Charger. But there's a reason that I named this stream It's a New Day in LA. The Chargers beat the narrative. But I was sitting here, 3rd and 14, thinking, that's it. That's it. The Chiefs are going to get the ball back, and they're going to score a touchdown. And the Chiefs are going to win. And everything's going to go back to normal. The Chargers, nothing changes. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Why did the Chargers throw it on 2nd and 9? Why would they do that? So dumb. Of course, again, armchair coach over here. 3rd and 14. I'm so confident. And by the way, another thing I want to talk about. I don't know if it'll get picked up in here. Let's see. Let's see. I wonder if the highlight will pick it up. It didn't. Kurt Warner said on the broadcast right before this play, he's like, I think you just handed off. What? Are you kidding me? I think you just handed off. Dude, if you throw an incomplete pass, what is 14 seconds? What is 14 seconds? Come on. 2 minutes? 2 minutes against a Patrick Mahomes team is plenty of time. I don't think the 14 seconds that they were going to run out to the 2-minute warning was going to be that devastating. I don't want to, like, cancel Kurt Warner. I think he's a nice dude and a great player. I'm just saying, weird call. Whatever, though. I'm sure I'd say ridiculous stuff, too, if I was live commentating on a game. Much like Destroying did. I'll get to that in a second, though. 3rd and 14. Chris Jones. Let's look at this blitz again. Sorry. I keep edging you guys. Why, speaking of edge, though, why is Chris Jones on the edge? Why is Chris Jones on the edge? Why? Chris Jones is really good. Why is he on the edge? He got through. He did get through, but he gave contain. He gave contain. Herbert's looking at him the whole way. Connor, I know you're in here. Hurts did this like 3 or 4, at least 3 or 4 times last night. He just sat pat, saw the pass rusher get through, and just rolled out and ran. Hurts was the Eagles' leading rusher. Apparently that's the new thing. I guess quarterbacks run a lot more this year. Who knew? He blew contain, and at this moment, Herbert knew we win. Like, who's on the right tackle? I know it's not Slater. Whoever's on right tackle, he got cooked, but he did what he needed to. He pushed him inside, and Herbert called game. QJ with the lead block. And Trey Lance there to celebrate. I thought he was a Cowboy. Trey Lance there to celebrate. What a play. One more time. One more time. This was a sick play by Herbert. Chris Jones, if he played to the outside, of course it's easy for me to say that. Of course it's easy for me to say, like, oh, if he played outside, like, after the fact. Dude, you're playing the edge on a 3rd and long. Every other corner's playing the pass. Set the edge. Set the edge, man. Even if Herbert goes through the gap. If Herbert goes through the gap, then to hell with it. But I think this was just a weird blitz scheme. I don't know who's playing. I don't know who's playing. Oh, God, I don't want to mess this up. I feel like that's 3-tech, nose tackle. Whoever this fella is, I think this is the nose tackle. I just figured this out. Some football analyst, I don't know the difference between a nose tackle and a just defensive tackle. I think this is the nose, though. And they are going to throw it. Like, why? Like, they should have gone to the outside. Go to the outside, man. touch grass. Go outside, man, because 51 didn't get through, and then Herbert. And 51 almost got him, too. I don't know why. Again, it's really easy for me to say this. Don't know why 51 doesn't just go for it here. Game on the line. He wouldn't have had a chance. He wouldn't have had a chance. I saw you guys said some stuff. One thing that pisses me off, why does no one put a QB spy anymore? I totally agree. But again, it's not Madden to where you can just trust cover 2 and then put a QB spy and everything's good. Yes, he did that a lot yesterday while A.J. Brown was open. Was he? You know, I haven't heard anyone say that A.J. Brown got open a lot. I've heard, obviously, A.J. Brown didn't get the ball much, but was he open a lot? Jeez. If he was, then storm's brewing in Philly, because you know A.J. Brown's not going to take that line down. But yeah, so that's ball game. I said I was going to talk about destroying. I don't know if that'll come up. I'll just Google. I'll try. Let's open a tab here, fellas. Let's see if destroying will come up. If not, who knows? Destroying. Let's find out. Nothing. Frozone. Dude, he's the Mr. Beast of YouTube. Of sports YouTube. Okay. Nothing. Whole lot of nothing. All right. Let's not get hazy here then. Destroying had 2 of the funniest sideline reports. Funny's relative. I thought it was bad, but like bad so much that it was funny, right? First, his sideline report was, they're like, yeah, this is crazy. I'm out here. I can't believe how many different jerseys I'm seeing. What? It's an international game. Of course there's different what? Of course there's a bunch of different jerseys. I actually got the chance to go to a game in London, and I saw a bunch of different jerseys. And you know what my reaction was? That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. If there's no local team, then why wouldn't people from Brazil or London or wherever, Munich, just rep whatever team they want? Who cares? So nitpick, but like destroying was like, I can't believe all these different jerseys. And then he said the kicker, and this was what I thought was funny. He goes, yeah, I see a lot of jerseys out here. Weird though, I don't see my favorite, that Antonio Brown Patriots jersey. It's like, what? First of all, he shouted out AB, which is just, you know, the NFL was like freaking out when that happened. That was like the worst thing. I think if you power ranked last people the NFL wanted destroying to talk about, OJ, Aaron Hernandez, AB. I think that would be the top 3. If Herbert isn't locked his running as well, we may have a problem. I'm starting to think Dart's going to start sooner than expected. Me too. I was on record to say that I don't want to see Dart at all this season, but like, he looks good. He looks good. I trust in the Giants' plan. AB mentioned the big 2025. I don't want to talk too much about the Giants, though. I really don't. I believe me. On Sunday, oh yeah, I will be back here after Sunday Night Football. I'll be back. And maybe, to be honest with you guys, what I think I'm going to do, this wasn't the plan. What I think I'm going to do, I'm going to stream after the first 2 windows, stream between that awkward, like, what do I do between the morning and afternoon games and the primetime game. I'll stream and I'll talk about all that, and then we'll talk about the primetime game after. The AB mention was hilarious. I'm bouncing all over the place. But the AB mention was hilarious. Didn't expect it. Then he went, oh, I'm on the side here, and I can't believe how tall and fast these guys are next to me. I'm a tall fellow. I'm like 6 foot. I'm like 6'7". He said that, and I'm like, the joke's dying. The joke's dying. Don't forget the deal. What was the deal that I would like? Oh, what did I eat my? I know I said I'd eat my hydro flask if something happened. I don't remember what it was, but what was the deal? I said I will stream no matter what, Giants win or lose. Okay, Chris, can you remind me the deal? I'll write it down. I've got so many thoughts. I'll write it down. I'll put it in my notes app. But, and I saw some other people said some stuff. The last thing is mentioning whack-ass AB who had GM issues in Oakland. Well, yeah. AB's end of his career is something that many people have talked about. Obviously, we all know what happened, but just a hilarious thing. It was just, what I thought was funny. Not only did he mention AB, but he mentioned AB on the Patriots. I don't even think he played 1 game on the Patriots. He was like, that AB 17 jersey's going platinum. Is that even like for sale? Let me look this up actually. Antonio Brown Patriots. God, the return of the worst, the return of the worst typer in the NFL. Let's see, shopping. Can I get it? Do they have it? Yeah, he's like that AB-17 jersey. It's not even nope, not even up here. Couldn't get it if you wanted. Couldn't even. That's a shame. That's a damn shame. The NFL scrubbed that. But yeah, he said this was the hot ticket jersey. The Giants lose, shout out for everyone. Oh, for sure. If I win, I'll make a video calling out Russ Wilson the GOAT 1,000 times. Done deal. You got it. I will shout out everyone. Shout out Chris. I'll go through it all. Yes, I'll write down the chat, and I will personally do a shout out. And you know what? I'll do a I'll do a whole analysis on the Cincinnati Bengals to raise the stakes. I'll do a whole Cincinnati Bengals analysis if the Giants lose to the Commanders. I'm confident. What's that Demi Lovato song? What's wrong with being confident? Yeah, nothing. Go Giants. But yeah, so, I mean, a lot happened. I feel like we've talked all we need to about Chiefs-Chargers. If anybody has any last notes or anything that they want to bring up, I'd be happy to read it and talk about it. But I think we covered what we needed to. And, you know, the Chiefs punted a lot because their offense didn't look great. Haven't been a lot of punts. To be honest with you. Mr. Elsewhere, welcome to the chat. Chiefs are losing their luster. That's the thing. This is the kind of game the Chargers lose and the Chiefs win. The fact that the Chiefs couldn't pull it out is a bad sign, especially when you have that tough schedule coming down the pike. Last year, the Chiefs eked through. And by the way, I just want the record to show. Bet I'll raise it to 1,500 then. Deal. I will say that I said this last night. I don't know who was here, who wasn't. I said it. I said the Chiefs are going to take a step back and the refs are going to overcorrect with penalties. I'm not saying I was for sure right, but it doesn't look like I was wrong, so I'll say that. This schedule looks really brutal, at least these next 4 weeks. I am not going to say that Sunday Night Football, Giants home opener, is an easy win. I'm not going to say it. I won't. I don't care if the Giants start 0-2. I will still be picking the Giants in that game, okay? Now, Chiefs are losing their luster, though. I completely agree. I mean, this roster, sweet Jesus. By the way, Gardner Minshew's Patrick Mahomes' backup. Chiefs had a lot of quick passes. They had a lot of quick passes because you're not going to trust Hollywood to get open. Like, I mean, it would be one thing like Xavier Worthy, but like I guess Hollywood did get open on that deep ball, but what stats? Are you kidding me? This isn't updated ESPN. Are you serious? Anyway, where'd it go? Here we go. Yeah, like Hollywood got that one deep ball, and that really did juice his stats, 49 yards. Other than that, it was a lot of short passes because it's like, who do you trust to get open? Travis Kelce, bro, 2 catches. 2 catches. He's talking junk. I don't know, man. Just a real snooze. This Chiefs offense. I mean, you look at this. I would never be offensive to say that like an NFL unit is a college team. Like it's comparable to an NFL college unit. I think that's disrespectful, especially to the defending AFC champs. But like Hollywood, Juju, Tyquan, Jason Brownlee, his only target was the shoulder end zone fade. I'm going to say, even though I don't think the Chiefs can fix their run game, O-line passers, they could possibly go 3-7 to start the season. Yup. In fact, anybody who's in here, since we have a whole dialogue going, how many games are the Chiefs going to win? Well, the over-under, I think, was 10.5. I could be wrong on that. It might be 9.5. How many games are the Chiefs going to win? Let's look at their schedule real quick. Let's look at it. They got Eagles, Giants, Ravens, Jags. You guys can read. Lions, Raiders, Commanders, Bills, Broncos. Broncos twice, by the way. Colts, that's a free win. Colts at home. Oh, my God. Cowboys, live on Paramount Plus. Texans, Chargers, Titans, Broncos, Raiders. This back half of their schedule is pretty sweet. Pretty nice. I think they could win basically all these games. I think after the Bills, that'll be a big, like, okay, we got to figure our stuff out kind of game. And I like Denver's going to be good. Don't get me wrong. I don't know if they're for sure going to beat the Chiefs. They might split. Okay. So let's look at this, right? Let me do this in my head too. I'm just going to call it. All right. And let me know what you think. I'm going to say 11. Chris is going 11. Wow. Okay. Bold. I'll say it, dude. I think the Chiefs lose this game to the Eagles. I think that's closer. I'm going to be honest. I'm so biased. I know that. I am more confident in the Chiefs to beat the Eagles than I am the Giants, though. I'm more confident in that. Just as a football fan, maybe obvious I'm biased. I just think the situation. The Chiefs are coming off a frustrating out of country loss to a division rival, and they're playing an Eagles team, I'll say it, didn't look great. At least on the defensive side of the ball. The offense looked great, but the defensive side of the ball looked really thin, maybe because Jalen Carter was out. I also think that the secondaries just kind of took a step back. The Eagles lost a lot of pieces. Let's call it like it is. The Eagles defense isn't as good. They couldn't hold on to all their talent. That's very normal. They got their ring. Big Super Bowl hangover. I think the Eagles are kind of feeling themselves, even though they barely skirted by a Dallas team that I don't think is very good. So I think I'm going to walk back what I said. I think they're going to beat the Eagles. I think they're going to beat the Eagles. Right? 1-1. I think they lose to the Giants. Pound the table. I think they lose to the Giants, right? And you know what? I'll say it. It's a regular season game. I think they lose to the Ravens. Puts them at 1-3. And the big storyline, Giants D-line is for real. We can give the Chiefs that exactly. And the Eagles got no pass rush last night. Exactly. 1-3. Okay? And I think they'll beat the Jags. I think it'll be closer. But I do think this stretch, 1-3, not a lot of teams do well starting 1-3. If you guys remember, the Bengals started 1-3 last year. It's like, yikes. They actually started 1-4. It's like, yikes. And all the headlines, are the Chiefs even going to make the playoffs? Is Andy Reid on the hot seat? All these stupid hot take overreactions. I think they'll be 1-3. Then I think they'll go on a little bit of a tear, okay? I think they'll go 2-3. Let's not get crazy. 2-3 against the Jags. They almost have Rashee Rice back, 2-3. Against the Lions, Sunday Night Football, that's a close one. That's a very close one. Because they're the defending champs, because they're the Chiefs, nah, they're going to lose. They're going to lose. No, they're going to lose. 2-4. Then they get Rashee Rice back. Then they start to get pissed off. So it's had them 2-4, 3-4, 4-4. Lose to the Bills. Why not? 3-5. I think they split Denver. I think they lose this one. 3-6, and people are freaking out at this point. Oh my God, the Chiefs are 3-6. They're going to miss the playoffs. Then they turn it up. Easy win, almost a bye week, belt to ass. 4-6, 5-6. I'll say it. I'm not a big Texans guy. 6-6, 7-6. At home against the Chargers. I think it's a way different game. 7-6, 8-6. If they lost to the Broncos the first game, I think they'll win again. 9-6, 10-6. I must have missed a game. But I think I would have put them at 11 wins there. So I guess I'm with you, Chris. I think they run the table at the end of the season. And I must have miscounted something, but I'll put it at 11 wins. I think 11 wins. Reasonable step back. I think a really bad start to the season and a weak postseason run is in the making. But I do think they'll still win 10-11. Well, I'll clock them at 11 for now. But thanks for the Cincy mention. Oh, hell yeah. Go Bengals. But yeah, what did Jarvis say? Jarvicious. Giants can be a trap game in between Eagles and Ravens. That's what I mean. I think they lose Lions, Bills, Broncos, first time, Texans, and Eagles. I don't think they lose to the Texans. I think the Texans' O-line is really bad, and I don't think people realize that enough. C.J. Stroud was sacked 55 times last year, and the Texans traded Laramie Tunsil. I don't think that's a good plan. So I think 10-11 wins. We'll clock them at 11 for now. I could easily be wrong, but, who cares? All right. So if anybody else has anything to say about the Chiefs, I'll hang here for a second. But if not, I want to do my weekly picks. I'm going to do my weekly picks. Now, I don't know what exactly that's going to entail. I don't know if I'm going to be right. I don't plan on doing like maybe a weekly segment, maybe. I don't know, after the Thursday night game, we'll do a weekly pick segment. But I'm not doing any more Mario music. But I'm going to get some sound effects going next stream. But, I'm still figuring it out. I've been live streaming for a while now, back to the CFB days, which, not opening that game ever again. I will do a Madden stream. I don't know when. I will do a Madden stream because I have my EA Play trial, not because I'm buying the game. I would say quit the cap. I would stay quit the cap, but like KC infamously had many games that should have been blowouts on paper, but way too close. Yeah. Cut the cap. Yeah, no, they had a bunch of close games, which means they're due for some negative regression or positive regression. I always get it mixed up, but they're due. That's the thing, they're due. And losing this one is a big season-defining game. My next video, spoiler alert, is going to be called Week 1 is a Liar. And it's going to be basically talking about how Week 1 is don't overreact to it, stuff happens. But I will say this. This is a culture precedenting game for both sides. This is a game the Chargers lose and the Chiefs win. So the fact that the Chiefs couldn't overcome it, couldn't get enough magic, Xavier Worthy's hurt, Rashee Rice is hurt, Hollywood's getting 16 targets, it's just not ideal. And I do think Xavier Worthy's going to miss time. We should have watched that doctor video in full, but I'd assume if it's a dislocated shoulder or something like that, even a messed up, dinged up collarbone. I mean, Xavier Worthy looked pissed walking off the field. He had a towel on and everything. So I would not be confident in him to come back next week. He might even miss the Giants game. If Hollywood Brown beats the Giants, or if Juju gets in the end zone, I don't even want to think about it. All right. Let's do the weekly picks. Let me pull up a good song real quick. Okay, I got it actually. One more for the road. To get copywritten. Nope. Okay, so my bad. Clicked on the wrong video, guys. One more for the road. One more copyright. I muted it. All right. These are our weekly picks. These are the weekly picks of the week. All right, Guns N' Roses, don't kill me now. All right. Had to. I wanted to play Stairway, but that's another one that I'm not looking forward to getting copyright claimed for. Anyway. All right, let's go through it. Giants, Commanders. You guys know where I stand on this. Giants by, I'll do a score prediction for each of these. Giants, I'm not going to do a score prediction. Thought about it, not going to do it. Giants win. That's all I'm going to say. Giants win. This one, Bucks, Falcons. Now, I think the Bucks are a better team than the Falcons, and I don't think that's a hot take by any stretch. I don't know about the Bucks to start the season. I think they're going to have a little bit of growing pain. New offensive coordinator. It's a division matchup. I think I said on some other podcast that or maybe the other night that the Buccaneers are for sure going to win. I want to walk that back. I'm going to go Falcons. Bengals, Browns, come on. Bengals need to win this game. The Bengals need to win this game. If the Bengals start slow like they did last year, that would be such a bummer. I was so mad when we had the Steelers in the playoffs instead of the Bengals. The Bengals would have gave us such a better matchup against the Ravens. We saw it. That Thursday night game against the Ravens was awesome. Dolphins, Colts. This is my favorite game of the week. It's the Who's Going to Get Fired Bowl. I said it last night. Dan Jones, like I said, he was the Giants' third leading passer in 2023. He got cut in 2024, so not a good player. Not a good quarterback. This is a guy who is awful at home. This is a guy who is notorious for the lights being too bright. He's not good. The fans already hate him because they should have started AR. I think the Colts are going to lose. Some people are trying to be sharp about it. I think the Colts are actually favored. I'm going to go Dolphins. I don't think it's going to be a clean win by any stretch. And like I said, it's the Who's Going to Get Fired Bowl. I'm predicting more likely than not both of these coaching staffs will be out by the end of the year. Whoever loses this game will for certain be out by the end of the year, maybe before the season ends. Raiders-Patriots is a tough one. I'm rubbing my face because I don't know. Patriots-Raiders is a tough one. Because Christian Gonzalez is out. But then, is Jacoby Myers really the guy to, sweat it? Is Jacoby Myers the guy we're worried about? So, it's a loaded case, no doubt. I'm honestly on the fence. I think this is going to be the closest game of the week. Because of that, I think I'm just going to defer to the home team. Especially because I'm a big Drake May believer. I think Pete Carroll's a fine head coach, but I think Vrabel might be better at this point in our lives. Pete Carroll's almost 80. I'm going to go Pats. What's Saturday say? My funny part was Mahomes throws tutty to Kelsey. They're dancing in the end zone instead of knowing they might go for 2. Oh, my God, yeah. Let's pull that up real quick, actually. If it's funny, we'll pull it up. Look at the Juju dance. All right, let's pull it up, because I actually didn't see that. Where is it? Kelsey touchdown. I mean, I know it's here. All right, we're just going to go through the highlights then. It's time now for the NFL South. What is this? Oh, my God, the post-game show. Why would they post the post-game show? Who cares? Who cares? Here it is. Nope. Almost there. Here we go. Juju. If anybody can celebrate in an inopportune time, it's Juju. Yep. Slides. I love they didn't throw a flag. Thank you, referees, for not throwing a flag there. Mahomes like, hey, hey. I love celebrating when there are two guys right next to you. But whatever. Do your thing, Trav. They didn't show it. They didn't show it. I'll take your word for it, Saturday. I'll take your word for it. They didn't show it. Anyways. Cardinals Saints. Cardinals Saints. This is a fun one. Because while I think the Saints are going to be probably the worst team in the NFL this year, if you remember, the Saints started pretty strong last season. There's a video titled Do Your Dance, Trav. Yeah, seriously. Oh, there's a video. Okay, fine. I'll pull it up. I thought you were talking about like a whole video thing. Let's see. Do Your Dance, Trav. Where is it? Where? I'm sure it's here. There it is. You found it. We did it. We did it, guys. It was a group effort. Good call, Saturday. Okay. Here we go. Here it is. Bang. He's doing the horns. Revving it up. Juju's going for it. And Pat is like, can you guys, we're going for 2. We have more. Hey! Hey! You're totally right. You're totally right. He had to break it up. He's like, can you guys relax? Thornton. The only time he's going to be in the end zone this year. Sick play, though. Sick play. I'm glad we pulled that up. That was funny. I'm glad. That was sick. Cardinals Saints. Like I was saying, the Saints start out really strong. Cardinals don't. So I'm going to go Saints. Even though I think the Cardinals are going to be a really fine team, and I think the Saints are going to be a really bad one. Saints. Tickets as low as $23. If you're in the New Orleans area, you might want to check it out. Even though I'm sure these are standing seats, just like the Cowboy games. Let's find out. No, they're not. $25. Look at a 10 out of 10 deal. If you're in the greater New Orleans area, $25. Get a 10 out of 10 fantastic deal to watch Cardinals Saints, everyone's favorite. There you go. Steelers Jets, East Rutherford. This is I like calling this one the red zone cutaway game, even though I'm probably not going to watch as much red zone this year. Boo, ads. But I call this the red zone cutaway game because I don't care to watch. I hate watching the Steelers play. Arthur Smith's offensive play calling is just the worst. And I also don't think Justin Fields is going to do well in New York. Both, and then the Jets have a whole new system built by a defensive head coach. I don't know, man. I really don't care who wins this game. I do think the Steelers will be better than the Jets. I'm going to go Steelers, but again, red zone cutaway game. I'm just excited to see who scores a touchdown if Aaron Rodgers plays well. I have no interest in watching the game, but I am interested in seeing what happens. Panthers-Jags. This, anytime you talk about Panthers-Jags, other than the Panthers' brief stretch where they were good with Cam Newton and that one Jaguars season in 2019, maybe 2018, this is not an exciting matchup, just historically. These are two cat franchises that just don't ever really do anything important. Straight up. Neither of them have a Super Bowl win. The Panthers have 2 Super Bowl appearances, 2 lackluster Super Bowl appearances, I'll add. Just unexciting matchup, you'd think. But honestly, as a guy who drafted Brian Thomas, as a guy who drafted Tet McMillan, or sorry, T-Mac, because he doesn't like being called Tet, I'm excited to watch this one. I'm really excited to see. I will be watching for fantasy. I live in Louisiana, going to go see Giants Saints. That's sick. That's sick. I hope you were there for that Giants Saints game in 2021. Jabril Peppers, overtime. We're going to get that ball. We win this shit. That was awesome. That was great. Go Giants. But Panthers-Jags, sneaky good game. I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. I'm going to default to home team on that one. I'm going to go Jags. I think the Jags are going to win the AFC South. That's my hot take. Titans-Broncos, come on. Some people said that the Titans had a sneaky good defense and that this might actually be competitive. I want to say the Broncos are 8.5-point favorites. I wish I had this here. I should probably just pull up a site that actually has the score spreads, but whatever. I'm pretty sure the Broncos are 8.5-point favorites. I've been on record to say I think the Titans are going to lose every single game. Everybody I've told that to says I'm way wrong and that I'm not, it's not going to be right. It's too hot of a take. It's on fire. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with it until the wheels fall off, until they prove me wrong. I'm pounding the table. I think this offense especially is so boring, and I challenge you guys, don't look it up. Don't look it up. There's no point in looking it up and lying to me. I'm not going to grade you. Who here can name a Titans wide receiver not named Calvin Ridley? Xavier Restrepo got cut. Who can name a Titans wide receiver not named Calvin Ridley? I couldn't. I make football videos on the internet, and I couldn't. I literally couldn't. I think this Titans team is super lame, and while I'm a big Jeffrey Simmons fan, I don't think there's much other talent. There's a reason they were picking first in the draft, and I also don't think Cam Ward is going to succeed. Maybe because I'm a Jackson Dart guy, maybe because I'm salty the Giants didn't get him, but also his footwork sucks, and I just don't see it. I don't see him as a leader. I could be wrong on that. Obviously, he's going to be better than Shador, though. You know, just saying. Niners Seahawks. Old storied rivalry. Oh, that's a good point. I don't remember. I'm sure I made many good points, Chris. I'm not sure what you're talking about because the chat delay, but yes. 49ers Seahawks. I think this is going to be a fun one. It's funny. The Seahawks have kind of had a nice little offseason to them. You know, I went into this, I think I had a stream like a month ago where I talked about how I think the Seahawks are going to be picking number 1 in the draft. I don't think that anymore. I'm not a Sam Darnold guy, and I think this offense is going to be really brutal, at least passing-wise. But their run game, they have Kubiak. I'm blanking on his first name. I think it's Clint. Clint Kubiak's their new offensive coordinator. He knows how to run the damn ball. He is good at it, too. He's really good at running the ball. I'm a fan of that. I think if you could get Kenneth Walker in fantasy drafts this year, that's sick. I drafted Travion Henderson instead of him. Kenneth Walker is going to be cool. Hopefully he can stay healthy. I missed the 2021 game, went to the 2023 one. Not so much fun. Yeah, no, that wasn't great. Oh, wide receiver for the Titans, exactly. Yeah, I loved him from Stanford. Oh, Alec. I think. Are you talking about God? Who? God damn! I think I know who you're talking about. Like a Luminor or something, right? He burned Travis Hunter into a poster. Now I gotta look this up. Is it Alec? Alex? I can't tell if you spelled that right. Alec Illuminor. Is that who we were talking about? I feel like there's a guy named Alec and Luminor. Let's just look it up, huh? So the bit's over. Titans depth chart. The bit's over. I feel like I know who you're talking about. Why am I on images? Yeah, depth chart. All right. Okay. Here we go. Calvin Ridley. I knew it. I knew his name was Illuminor. I knew it. I forgot Tyler Lockett was on the team. Not worried about it. Okay. Like, it's just like, come on. And like, maybe they won't lose every game. Peter Skoronski's good. Latham was a high draft pick. Kevin Zeitler, former Giant. Go Giants. That's where you breed good offensive line talent. I don't know, man. Again, they cut Restrepo. Treylon Burks will never see the light of day. Exactly. Titans got Lockett when? Exactly. Who knew? Complete snooze. And I really don't think I don't think it's a hot take to say 32-year-old Calvin Ridley's best days are behind him. 30. Okay, I overestimated. 30-year-old Calvin Ridley. Born in 94. 2018 draft pick. Okay. Remember when he got bounced for gambling? That was so long ago. Anyway. Speaking of bouncing around, I didn't get to talk about who I actually think is going to win. Now that I think Illuminor versus Travis Hunter in college, he had like 200 yards. Let me look that up, actually. Why not? I'm curious. I misspelled it. Versus Travis Hunter. You'd think I know how to spell my own name. Record-setting... Wow. 13 grabs, 294 for 3 touchdowns against a Heisman winner. I know he didn't win it that year, but a Heisman winner. Wow. There might be a little something to this Illuminor guy. A Yorminor. Wait a minute. Am I misspelling? Am I like crazy? A Yorminor. Who is a Luminor? You guys probably have been... Illuminor is the Giants' right tackle. I just put sounds together. A Yobanor. My fault. I can't read. Illuminor is the Giants' right tackle. I feel like I wasn't far off. You guys knew what I was talking about. Flashback Friday when the Titans wide receiver torched Travis Hunter in college. And we're going to see that matchup twice this year, too. Maybe for the foreseeable future. Maybe he'll be good. That's a good sleeper pick. I like that. Shoot, maybe these Titans aren't so bad. But I already said it. I've told enough people. I feel like I'm going to be wrong, but I'm going to keep saying it. Titans lose every single game this year. Okay? In that trash division, I don't think the Titans will be pushovers. Yeah, it's tough to not walk it back, but I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm going down with the ship. I think the Seahawks are going to beat the 49ers. I do. I think the vibes around the 49ers are just weird now. Now that McCaffrey's already hurt, Ayuk's not going to play. Juwan Jennings is dinged up. He got a really weird contract bonus. He wants an extension, and they're like, we'll kick you another $3 million incentives. Like what? I don't know. I just feel like it's a Band-Aid fix. I think the Niners will be better this year. Better is relative. I don't think they'll win the division, and I don't think that they'll do anything in the playoffs, but their schedule is just so easy to the point where it's like they should be better than a team that won 6 or 7 games last year. I just feel like the Niners will be better, but not tangibly watch out for the 49ers better. So I think the Seahawks will win this one, especially at home. 12th man. There's a hair on my tongue. Anyway. Lions-Packers. This is an interesting one. This is a really interesting one that I could easily see go either way. I don't know. It's tough because the Lions lost both coordinators, had a bunch of changes on the offensive line, and that's a huge red flag to me. But they're still the Lions. They're still really good. They lost pieces, and it doesn't matter. They're really good. But because of the whole coaching change, because of the movement in the trenches, and because I think the vibes around the Packers are really good, I do think Micah Parsons is going to play. But even if he doesn't, I just think when the Lakers traded for Luka Doncic, it just felt like they were better. There was a game, I want to say it was against the Thunder. I'm a Lakers fan, by the way. It's the only California team I like. And the Ducks, I guess, barely. Nah, I'm not even a Ducks fan. Screw the stupid Ducks. And the Angels. I'll rep the Angels every now and again, but baseball's my least favorite thing. Those are my teams. Just quick catch up. Anyway, when the Lakers traded for Luka, it really did feel like the vibes were so good, even when he wasn't playing. Luka didn't play for the first 7 or 8 games when he was on the Lakers. I didn't say 6, 7 there. I just feel like the vibes are high enough to where the Packers will feel good whether or not Micah plays or not. So I'm going to lean Packers here, especially because they're at home. There's videos going around saying Giants are going winless. I saved one of them. I saved one of them on my Instagram. I'm not going to... You Lakers fan 2W. Hell yeah. Go Lakers. But the only team... The NBA is totally rigged for the Lakers, by the way. I'll totally call that. I'm glad we're on the right side of it. But no, dude. I saw one of those videos. I also saw a video Rich Eisen, a Giants fan, called in and said the Giants were going to win 1 or 2 games on the whole season. I was so mad that I commented on it. I'm not a big commenter. I think people that comment too frequently have, some anger issues they should probably work on outside of YouTube. But man, even besides you guys comment the best stuff. I mean, angry hate comments. I don't get a lot on my videos, but if I did, I'd just laugh because it's just funny. I feel like we've all adjusted to the internet at this point. If you still feel like you need to oh man, you suck. It's man, especially on something as innocent as sports takes, but you disrespect the New York Giants as a fan, no less. Oh boy, it pissed me off. And that's why I say me commenting is a big deal. But I did see that other reel. Where it was this guy, he's I'm predicting the Giants schedule. 0 for 17. They lose every game. And I'm just this stupid rage bait nonsense. I did save it, though. Dodgers over Angels, man. You might as well stick with Big Blue. That's a good point. It's just... more Hunnaball lore. I'm not in LA. I like the Lakers because screw the stupid Clippers, and I was growing up during the Kobe era, which was sick. But I am closer to Anaheim than LA by a good margin. I've been to Angels games, and for a while rooting for Trout and Ohtani was fun enough. Also, one of my closest friends, if not my closest friend, is an Angels fan. So I felt the need to root for him. He started rooting for the Giants for me, so I figured I'd return the favor. So, oh my God. If I unplugged my PC there, I would have been livid. Hold on. Jeez. Sick pillow I have here. It's not even doing anything. Got this little Angels hat. Okay, that didn't work. Here I am. Halos. But the Angels suck. I know that. The Angels suck. They also won a championship the year I was born. So, there it is. More Hunnaball lore. I was born in 2002. Anyways, I think that the Packers are going to beat the Lions. Especially, I'm just going to defer to the home team here. Week 1's a lie, but Week 1's a liar. next video. But Packers are going to beat the Lions. Okay, let's finish this out. Rams, Texans. I just said I don't think the Texans are going to be good this year, particularly because of that offensive line. Again, 55 sacks, and they traded their left tackle. So I know that I'm sure they added pieces. I may be blanking on that, but I do feel like the Texans are just, they're a fun offense. I like Nico Collins a lot, but I just don't see a world where they go into SoFi and beat this Rams team that's like pretty solid. Pretty solid. Puka, Kyron, Devontae, hell, Tyler Higbee, Matt Stafford, a really underrated defense. I think Jared Verse is really sick. So I feel like the Rams are going to win this game. I don't want to say the Rams are going to blow them out, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was like 10 or more. I wouldn't be surprised. I'll say that much. Pretty confident in that one. Rams beat the Texans. Ravens, Bills, I'll save that one because I feel like that's the more hotly debated one. I'm going Vikings here. I'm going Vikings. I want Caleb Williams to prove me wrong. I have Rome Odunze in fantasy. I want Caleb Williams to prove me wrong. I really do. I want to see it, though. And until then, I'm picking the Vikings. While I think J.J. McCarthy is not like... I think the world has given J.J. McCarthy too much of a pass. I remember when people said, the Giants should just draft J.J. McCarthy. He's awesome. Who needs Malik Neighbors? Draft J.J. McCarthy. Reach on a quarterback from Michigan who threw 80 yards a game. I do think the world is a little too high on J.J. McCarthy. Couple things with that. I think you could put many quarterbacks besides Dan Jones. Remember, Dan Jones was not active during the Vikings playoff games. Many quarterbacks could go into that Vikings team with Kevin O'Connell, with that talent, offensive line, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, who won't be playing, but, and I think they'll be fine. So I don't think J.J. McCarthy needs to be great for the Vikings to win this game, especially because I really, really respect Brian Flores as the defensive coordinator. I really don't want to see the Vikings ever as a Giants fan, at least while Brian Flores is coordinator. He's good, man. And that alone, especially because the lights are probably too bright for Caleb. I want to pull this up really quick. Let me read what Jarvis said. I get it. I've been a Dodgers fan since 2008, went to 2 games as a kid, never looked back. I hear that. But yeah, if you're from LA or if you're from California and you're a Clippers fan, like, sorry to Clippers fans out there, but you suck. Call it like it is. Let me pull this up, actually. Because people were talking about Caleb Williams' preseason game. Let me pull this up. This really pissed me off. Again, I have Caleb Williams in fantasy. It's on my roster. So I have every reason to be biased. And I thought he was good out of college. What is this? Look, I'm going to sound so grandpa here. Grandpa yelling at the sun from his rocking chair. I know it's preseason. I get it. And it shouldn't matter. And I haven't heard anybody else talk about this. But I'm an NFL purist. I hope we get a better Zoom shot. We don't. Put the socks on, Caleb! Put the socks on, man! This is not college. This is not the Pac-12, where he won no games, by the way. Put the socks on. I do not want to see calves on an NFL field. Do you see anybody else with rolled down socks? Put the socks on. You're aura farming too hard. Put these stupid socks on. You look like a doofus. And that is Caleb Williams' biggest problem. He is too cool for the NFL. He's too cool to try. And I don't want to sound like a Caleb Williams hater because I don't care if he paints his nails. I don't care if he cries to his mom in the stands after losing a big game in college. I'm not one of those guys who thinks when a player shows emotion, it's weakness. But put the stupid socks on, man. You look like a damn fool. This drove me crazy. Put the socks on, Caleb. And I'm yelling at him as if, he's going to put them on, during the game, as if he hears me. Look at how stupid this looks. There's a reason it's the NFL. There's a reason the NFL is the most valuable sports league. There's a reason people tune in. Yes, football is awesome. And it's definitely not as simple as the uniforms are cool. But it definitely has to do with polish. Just, You don't see stupid horse shit like this. You don't see nonsense. Wear the socks, man. Wear the socks. Damn it. I got really off topic there, and he did wear the socks last year. So I'm not going to freak out. I know it's preseason. I know I sound like grandpa. That drove me crazy. And that alone reaffirmed this pick. I'm going Vikings. All right? Let me catch my breath for a second. And again, as a reminder, if I'm wrong, I'm only human. Haha. Bet anything you guys don't know what the back of this shirt says. Bet anything. My box here is too tight or I'd show it off. It's Lenny Kravitz. It's a Lenny Kravitz t-shirt. The king of rock and roll. Anyways, last game. Last game, we'll call it for a stream of the tonight. Unless anyone else has anything they want me to talk about or bring up. Last game. Ravens-Bills. This is the I don't know what the hell is going to happen game. I have no clue. Like, I could make a firm prediction on like all these games and totally call it if I'm wrong and be fine with it. And I guess I said that about the Raiders Patriots as well. I think this one's going to be close, but I definitely lean the Patriots at home. I have no idea what's going to happen here. I like being the fan that says I like rooting for, I want both teams to just have fun. I like being that fan because just having an agenda against teams that I just, for no reason, it just gets so exhausting, man. It's so tiring. I really like Lamar Jackson. One of my closer friends is a Ravens fan. He tells me all the time about their roster, about their upside, about the culture of it. And I think the Ravens are one of the most well-buttoned up organizations the NFL has ever seen, straight up. The Ravens have only been around since the 90s, and they have 2 Super Bowls and 2 strong Super Bowls at that, and just consistent greatness. The Ravens haven't been bad other than like a couple just random years. The Ravens definitely haven't picked number 1 other than their expansion year. The Ravens have been good forever since they were a team. So it's like, it's really tough to go against them. But then again, the Bills are at home. The Bills are at home, and when they played last year, the Bills won, right? Yeah. When they played last year, the Bills won. Josh got MVP. I think it's a total toss-up. Throw down in the chat who you think's going to win. But I do think if I have to pick, I'm going to go with the Ravens. Just because I really like Lamar. Just because I think the Ravens are going to be a little angrier. I think the Ravens are going to be a little more spiteful and vengeful. The Ravens are favorites, which I think is weird because the Bills are home. I think it should be Bills -2.5 probably. Maybe Bills, like maybe closer to even, but I do not think the Ravens should be favored by any stretch. I think if you're a bettor, which I don't think many of you in here are, which is sick, don't waste your money sports betting. But if you are, I do think the Ravens are going to win. I don't like the Ravens -1.5. I think the value is with the Bills. Do I agree with your game picks? First, no. Second, nope. Third, yes. Okay, cool. Yes, but who cares? All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I like it. I appreciate you following along, Chris. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, no, I do think I could be wrong. Very easily could be wrong. In fact, it looks like we disagree 6 games? 6 out of the 14? So we're giving the edge to agreement. I'll take that. Ravens I think they're the best team this year, though. I thought their best shot was last year, if that makes sense. Totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. Last year felt like it was the Ravens' year. They were healthy. Their defense looked great. Lamar was like looking perfect. And again, if Mark Andrews catches that ball in the end zone, we're having a whole different conversation. Maybe the Ravens would have beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. And I don't know if the Ravens would have beat the Eagles in a Super Bowl, but I do think they would have competed better than the Chiefs. I'm almost certain, and again, hypotheticals only go so far, but I'm almost certain that the Ravens would have put up a better fight than the Chiefs did, just because they matched up a lot better. The Eagles and the Ravens were cut from the same cloth last year. The Ravens just had a tougher draw. I think if you put the Ravens in the NFC last year, obviously they would have competed with the Eagles, but I don't think they would have lost to any NFC team outside of the Eagles. And I think it could have been close versus the Eagles. I think the Ravens would have killed Washington. Detroit wouldn't have stood a chance in the playoffs. Jared Goff is just, talk about the lights being too bright. Jared Goff just never going to win anything important in the playoffs ever again. I'm so confident in that. But like, it just feels like the Ravens are just good. I feel like no matter what, Philly was destined to win that Super Bowl. And I think that's totally fair, but I don't think it's a hot take to say the Ravens would have competed better. That's all I'm saying. So I'm going to go Ravens. But again, I don't think it's set in stone. This is definitely the most ambiguous game. Tickets are as low as 180. What is the most expensive ticket? 14 hundo. 14 hundo. I'm sure this is like in the end zone, the Bills Mafia. 14 hundo. Yeah. This is, oh, never mind. It gets more expensive. 38.5. Yeah, let's see, huh? Those are nice. Those are nice. What other sports stream looks at tickets? Oh, no question. Fair enough. It includes $1,000 in fees. Ticket websites are so crazy. Like, we'll just kick you $1,000 in fees. Why not? Jeez. 38 ahead though. 38 a ticket to sit right here. Not even front row. What a weird deal. Yeah, that's like a not buyable thing. Not even front row. On the opposing team's sideline, no less. What? Anyways. Oh, wow. I didn't know they had a sports book in Orchard Park Stadium. Is that what it's called? Highmark Stadium. Anyways, so that's that. That's my Hunnaball prediction. So that's all I got. And I'm feeling a lot better. I'm glad you guys joined. I'm glad you guys joined and talk some shop. I don't know who's still in here. I don't really keep track of the viewers, but hey, you guys have been awesome. This has been fun. I have no reason to stop doing this. I'm kicking it in my apartment right now, green screen. That's, working with me tonight. It was struggling last night, but now I think I figured it out. I think I understand it now. My light didn't die because I plugged it in. Funny how that works. So yeah, I will see you guys after. I'm definitely going to do what I said. So I'm on the West Coast. I'm on the West Coast. So I call these the 10 games. If you call them the 1 o'clock games, that's cool. 10 o'clock games and the 1 o'clock games. If you want to say 10 and 4 or 1 and 4, whatever. I will be back right after probably these two games, like right after. I'll be taking brief notes on all these games. I'll try and watch all of them. If I don't, then so be it. We'll talk shop for like an hour and a half. Then we'll get to Bills-Ravens, and then I'll come back after that game and do a whole week recap, all right? I feel like last year was the year AFC teams choked. Mainly the Bengals, Ravens, Bills choked their best chance last year. Totally. But I think we just saw the Chiefs look worse. So it's like this looks like a better shot. This looks like a better shot for the AFC teams. It really does. It really does feel like a better shot. And I think week 1 is a liar. I'm not saying whoever wins this game is for sure going to represent the AFC, but it'll set a really good vibe in the room. Especially if the Bills, especially if the Ravens win. If the Bills win, it's like, cool, we beat the Ravens at home. But if the Ravens win, it's like, hey, we went on the road and beat the team that beat us last year. Let's work. Of course, health is totally up in the air. Someone might get hurt. Who knows? Injuries are very unpredictable. Things change. Week 1's a liar. But I do think it's going to be a fun one. I'm really excited. Football's back. Football's back, guys. I'm so excited. This is great. Feel like it's Christmas morning. And like people will see, but Bengals to the Super Bowl. Hell yeah. You know what? That might sound like fan hopium. I think that's sick. I don't even think that's a crazy take. I really don't. I think if the Bengals defense can play above average, which like it's a tall order, but if they can play above average, maybe like, I don't know, top 12 unit, who's to stop them? It's not going to be the Steelers. I don't think a Bengals team with a solid defense. I don't think the Ravens or Bills could catch up with the Bengals offense. Of course, we'll see Bengals Ravens twice, so both teams will have adequate film. Do the Bills play the Bengals this year? That would be fun. We'll see that. Do the Bills play the Bengals? They do. God, it's a 1:30 game. Good Lord. By the way, the Bills' schedule looks like a cakewalk. Must be nice. And that's the thing. The Bills always have such an easy schedule. And that's why I always tend to lean Ravens, because the Bills they really take advantage of a wide-open AFC East. And while I do think the Patriots will be better, I don't think they're going to beat Buffalo this year. No way. Bass is on IR, though. That blows. Didn't see that. Oh, well. Life goes on. But yeah. So that's that. That's brass tacks. So I will see you guys. Remember our combo last night, sneaky good young secondary, and they got Trey back. I totally agree. Sneaky good young secondary. Trey's back. Shamar Stewart. Like I said, you can get a top 12, maybe top 15 unit. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Hurts saying as a Lakers fan, but whatever. That's it, fellas, though. I think I'm going to call it there. We are now approaching an hour 40 on this stream. Had a lot of fun. Pat, let's real quick. What did Pat say? Oh, God. Why is it muted? Oh, wait. My headset's muted. Hold on. Hold up. Let me fix this. And then, why is it doing this? Oh my God. Why?
Their defense and our offense. So,
Okay. There it is.
we didn't execute
His voice.
down the field, and obviously we didn't play good enough in the first half.
His voice is so funny. All right, we don't need to watch that. Pat Mahomes' voice is hilarious. Chris Brown said GN, brother. Yeah, same to you, sir. All right, guys. So I will be back. Like I said, I'll be back after the second slate of games. We'll be talking our stuff. It'll be fun. Hopefully the Giants win. If the Giants don't win, I will not be a pleasant person to watch. But if the Giants don't win, I recommend you tune into this stream. And if they do win, I recommend you tune into this stream. I will have a lot to say regardless. You guys have a sick night. I really appreciate anyone that stopped by. Smash a like if you didn't already. And that's all I have to say. So, Hunnaball out for the night. I will see you guys Sunday. Again, football is back. Oh, my God. Anyways. Oh, no. I accidentally put the picture of Carol G up. Anyway, you guys have a good night. See you, brothers. I'm not trying to steal